Hi teachers, it's Dawn, and in this video I'm going to show you how to use Pear Deck with your students. So I am on a computer as a teacher, and I'm going to be on a different computer as a student, so you guys can kind of see what this looks like. So I have a Google slide deck that I have added some Pear Deck slides to, and you can see over here they have the little bar on the bottom showing that they're a Pear Deck. They're not all Pear Deck slides, but I have them mixed throughout my slide deck organization here. So if I just click on add-ons and I go to Pear Deck and I open my Pear Deck, when I'm ready to present this to students, I click on Start Lesson. And at this point, you probably want to be in Zoom so you can share your screen with them. So I want this to be instructor paced. You can also have students do it at their own pace. So like an asynchronous type of lesson, you could do that too. I typically use this to be with students in an interactive type of way. So I like the instructor paced. I control their screen. So right now it's just launching. Again, this screen you want to have on your Zoom window so kids can see it. So they just need to go to joinpd.com and then they just need to type in that passcode. So again, you want to share this screen with students. So like in a Zoom meeting, you would share your screen right now so they can see this. On their own computer, they would type in joinpd. And again, I'm doing this on a second computer, so you can see over here on the left, one student connected. That's actually me. Okay, so that is me on a different computer. So as a student, all I see right now is just the title page while the teacher is waiting for all of the other students to log in. So down here on the lower left, again, you can see how many kids are logging in. You can also give students a link. So if you click on this, you just copied it to your clipboard. You can paste that into the chat of your Zoom window as well. And then right now you can open your teacher's dashboard if you want to. You can always open this later if you want to as well. There we go. So now we are ready to go. So this is what students see. I can stop sharing my screen at this point in Zoom if I want to. Usually I just have my kids keep it open and minimize it. Okay, so over here, this is what students are going to see. You can also just look at the student dashboard. It's the same thing. Up here again, I can see that I only have one student. Okay, I can start by going through the presentation. We're talking about organization, right? We're talking about these different things. In my next slide, it's the same exact thing, except that I'm asking students to repeat and answer what I just talked about, all right? And on my screen as a student, I can use different colors. Okay, so let's see here. So I could type like this if I wanted. Wow, that's really big. I can also change the size. Okay, and on your slide, you can see, if I had many students on here, you could change it to this right here, the grid layout, and then you would see a bunch of slides and you can kind of scroll up and down to see what kids are doing. And this is live, like as I am changing it on my student computer, it is popping up on the teacher dashboard. So you can kind of watch students. You can also say, hey, you know, so-and-so, I see you've only done the first one. You know, maybe you could do all 4 of the spaces, or down at the very bottom, you can see who hasn't even touched their slide yet. So you can kind of tell who's interacting with you and who is not. This is linked to their Google Drive, so you know their names. The first thing that they have when they log in is a little survey, like, how are you doing today? Red frowny face and a green smiley face. So you can kind of, this just kind of gives you a little insight as to how they're doing today, okay? So then as you're moving on, you can show this to the students. So right now on my student computer, I can see everyone that answered, which right now is just me. One sort of pro tip is you want to lock screen. So lock the screen and then show students, because again, this is live. So if you show this to students and you don't lock it, you're going to very quickly see students look at other people's answers and erase theirs and change it, which, you know, maybe you're okay with that. I tend to lock them and then show the students, and then I unlock the responses. So again, Here, students just have to estimate the total amount of bacteria living on you or in you. This is a number one, so on my screen, the student computer, I'm going to say 50,000. That pops up. You'll see all the answers pop up on here. And again, you can show the responses to the students. And if you don't lock it, you will see this move as you are showing it to the students, because I can literally just change this. And as I see other answers, I could change my answer. So if you don't lock it, this number will constantly be moving. Again, we could keep going through our presentation. We would be talking at the same time here. This one is a text answer. So a bunch of organ systems together can make an organism. And again, you see this live. If you want to show responses as people are doing it, you can do that too. Okay. You can lock them or unlock them. This is a draggable. These are part of the premium. On my screen, I see 3 different little icons, and I can drag and drop those wherever I want. So it says drag the heart to the circulatory system. This says drag the flag to the digestive system. And this says drag the magnifier to the skeletal system. And again, these are super fun to show other students so I can show responses. But again, if you don't lock it, you're going to see a lot of icons start moving around your screen because this is live. So again, I lock it before I show students because you'll start to see things zooming all around the screen when you're showing it to students. So that is Pear Deck sort of in a nutshell. I have some other little pop quiz questions down here. So some of them are writing questions. Some of them are just how do you feel about this type of questions. This one right here, this is just a Pear Deck template that I pulled in. These other ones I created slides and then I just added a question to it. This one is another draggable one. So how well did you understand this lesson? This person just drags the dot to wherever they want to on the screen. Okay, so that's kind of what it looks like from a teacher perspective when you're doing this with students. When you are done, you're going to end this presentation. You're going to give it a name, and this is kind of important. So I want to call this Science Period 1. Publish student takeaways. That means that kids will actually get a copy of this in their Google Drive. So they'll get a copy of the presentation and the responses. And then as a teacher, I'm trying to make this bigger here. As a teacher, I can exit this. And if I wanted to give people a grade based on participation, or if I wanted to do this as an actual test and have kids answer questions and be assessed on it, I could go back to my Pear Deck. And I could go up here to review sessions. This is going to take me to the Pear Deck website. Make sure that you're logged in with the correct email up here. And then it brings in all of your sessions. So you could actually look at how each kid did. And this right here, these are all the different ones that I have done. Okay, and I could actually look at those. I could look in here and I could see what students have done, what they answered, how many times they got the right answer. Unfortunately, this does not sync to Canvas at all because it's not really an assessment tool. It's more of a interactive tool to use with your students when you're trying to teach them something. So it's a great tool. Let me know if you have questions. It's pretty easy to use, but I will help you any way that I can. All right, thanks.